Now we want to look at the money market. Okay, since we have discussed the relationship between interest rate and total demand for money, so we know that the total demand for money is a function of two variables, income and interest rate. So if we specifically look at the relationship between total demand for money and interest rate, we know that the total demand for money is downward sloping. Okay, so if interest rate goes up by 1 unit, the demand for money will go down by C2. Okay, negative relationship. So in the money market, we can draw the demand for money, which is a downward sloping because R is negative. However, since the demand for money is a function of both income and interest rate, in this framework, we are only measuring the relationship between money and interest rate. So this demand for money curve is unique. Okay, it is only for this specific level of income, Y0. Okay, so basically we will have to draw different demand for money for different level of income. Okay, if income goes up, we know that if income goes up, then that will shift the demand curve for money up. Okay, why? Because Y is positive. Okay, Y has a positive influence on the demand for money. While money supply is exogenous, okay, we know that money supply is being decided by the central bank, and the central bank simply decide how much money to be supplied. We just simply going to assume that central bank will simply decide money supply, and the decision is independent of interest rate. Okay, they will not refer to interest rate. Basically, whatever amount that they decided to print, so they will just print. Okay, so that's explain why we have a vertical supply of money. Especially, that will be true in the short run, especially. Whatever money that has been printed, we can only have that amount of money. Okay, so the intersection between the money supply and money demand will then, give us the equilibrium interest rate at R0 and equilibrium quantity of money at M star 0. Okay, so now let's see what happened if the central bank then decided to increase money supply. Okay, so let's say central bank decided to increase money supply. Okay, so now when central bank increase money supply, the supply curve, the money supply curve will then shift to the right. Okay, so from MS0 to MS1. Okay, when central bank increase money supply, the money supply curve will then shift to the right. Okay, at the old interest rate R0, we can see that there is an excess supply of money. Okay, interest rate is high, the supply of money is here, but the demand for money is only here. Okay, so basically what happens here is that individual consumers, investors, okay, since the interest rate is high, they would rather hold bonds. Okay, like it would be more profitable to hold bonds because bonds will then pay interest rate. Interest rate is high, so you expect interest rate to go down. When interest rate goes down, you expect to get a capital gain. Okay, so that's why the demand for money is low while the supply of money is high. So now this will create a pressure on the interest rate to go down. Okay, so this create a pressure on interest rate to go down. As interest rate goes down, the demand for money will go up. Okay, now people would want to hold more money, kind of, there'll be an increase. So some of the investors the interest rate will rather be lower than the normal interest rate, or the lower than the critical value to some of them, because remember, each individual investor will have different level of the normal interest rate. So as interest rate goes down, demand for money will go up. So this adjustment will go on and on until the interest rate goes down to R1. Okay, the new intersection between money demand and money supply. So the demand for money now will go up. Okay, as we move to the right, more and more money being demanded. So we have a new equilibrium at R1 and M1 star. Lower interest rate, more money equilibrium. Now, is this story complete? Like when central bank simply increase money supply, so all these thing adjustment takes place. So investment, the demand for money will go down. So we have a new intersection, new equilibrium with a lower interest rate and greater quantity of money. So is this story complete? No. Okay, why? Because we know that from our previous discussion, when we look at all these links, okay, so we know that now from this story, we know that interest rate has gone down. Okay, when interest rate goes down, output will then have to change, right? Like when interest rate goes down, investment will go up. Okay, one of the components, okay, of aggregate demand, investment will then go up. Okay, so lower interest rate, okay, will then translate into higher income. And the problem here now become complicated because income now is in the function, in the money demand function. So when Y goes up, then the demand for money will also have to go up. Okay, so the story doesn't end here. We need to use a more a more complete framework in order to explain this event. Okay, this event. So we need a better framework that really look at all these different markets. Okay, and that will bring us to the discussion of the ISLM framework model. The ISLM model framework, okay, will be discussed, I don't know, maybe in the class or maybe in another video. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you understand all the concepts, the analysis that we did. If you have any questions, you can simply either post in iTalim or send me an email. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.